Hello again, guys, and welcome back to race 2 of the evening of round 4, I believe it is. So obviously this one is a reverse grid, which does put Clutch on pole position. We got Jerry Smiles starting in second place, Asbo will start in third, Thomas starts in fourth, Chuck will start in fifth, Mawson in sixth, Pickle starts in seventh, Dan Bailey in eighth, Blood Diamond in ninth, Vex will start in 10th, Ice Chand 11th, and Wayne G Too Fast starts in 12th place. And what a first race that was, guys. So what does this one here hold for us? Let's get straight into it. The klaxon sounds and they are off. And Vexed once again getting a very good getaway in the background. It looks like Blood Diamond getting quite a good getaway as well as Asbo. Asbo manages to pull around the outside there of Clutch to take the lead. Clutch down to second place and down to third already as Jerry Smiles also moves up the inside. Ow, and into the back. Almost into the back of Asbo there. And it's got very congested throughout the field as they come through the first couple of turns. Everybody jostling for position. Chuck there in fifth place. Thomas is up to fourth. Can he get past Clutch? Clutch goes a little bit deep. That has opened the door now to Blood Diamond as well. Who was that? Somebody into the barrier. I think it was Mawson. No, it wasn't. Who was? Oh, it must have been Asbo. Let's have a quick look at that. So Asbo leading the race comes around this. It must be a hairpin. Oh, he does. He lies the tyres up into the barrier there. That's heartbreak there for Asbo as Jerry Smiles becomes race leader now. Thomas is up to second place. We've got Blood Diamond there in third. Clutch is now in fourth. Chuck is in fifth. And we've got a lot of dust across the track now. Dan Bailey really putting the pressure on in sixth place. We have Wayne G there in seventh. Mawson picks up half a second in eighth. Vexed is now in ninth. He's surely going to get a position on Mawson as he serves that penalty. Looking for it already though. And then we have Pickle in 10th and Ice Chand in 11th. And there we go, Vex does move through. Pickle looking for the move now on Vex. Will he go up the inside into the tunnel? Vex just manages to stay ahead for the minute. Pickle alongside again though, but it's going to be Vex's turn for the chicane. Tiny bit of contact there. As Pickle tried to turn in, he just found Vex's car. Ice Chand getting a good look of that rear bumper of Pickle's car. I think he's trying to take a souvenir there. Trying to pull a bit of that bumper off, take it home with him. Searches for the inside now into turn one. Is this where we're going to see the move come? And he does manage to get through up into ninth place. Pickle has opened the door there to Mawson as well. Mawson was alongside, and who? Oh, Asbo at the back of the field now. So Clutch currently sixth. Oh, Wayne G! What happened to Wayne G? So Wayne G being pressured now by Vexed. Was that what caused a slight error here? Brakes on the inside. Vex tries to have a look around the outside. Gets a slight nudge there from Chand. Oh, Wayne G, just same place where Asbo lost it. Into the barrier. So we go back to the front now. Jerry Smiles still in the lead of the race. Currently with the fastest lap of 2:4.67. That will change though as we are now on lap 2. Blood Diamond in the background there. Oh, picking up all sorts of gravel. Oh, he's getting very squirrely. Come on, Blood. Has that second's worth of penalty though. He is definitely going to lose that position to Thomas. Pulls off the racing line. How many positions is he going to drop? Will Chuck get through as well? And Chuck is up into third now. Dan Bailey up to fourth. Blood Diamond down to fifth. Chuck having a really good race in this second race of the evening. up to third place, but really being hounded by Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey looking to try and get the move done. Will he be able to sew it up though? And he does finally pull out to look for the inside into turn one. And he gets it done before the braking zone, so GG's Dan. So Chuck will have to settle for fourth at the minute. Can he come back though against Dan Bailey? As Blood now, Blood looks like he's trying to have a look up the inside. Oh, and there's been contact, It looks like Chuck off into the barrier. That is unlucky there, Chuck. I'm not sure if that's a racing incident or what. The stewards can deal with that one. I'm not picking through that. But Blood Diamond looked like he had space on the inside. I'm not sure if Chuck just moved over slightly too much and the two cars came together, but yeah, there was definitely a car on his inside. Perhaps he wasn't aware. Clutch still holds on to fifth for the minute. Ice Chan is now sixth. We've got Mawson there in seventh. Vext is up to eighth. We have Chuck now down to ninth. Pickle is in 10th. Wayne G 11th. Asbo 12th. Jerry Smile still leading the race on lap 3. How long is he going to be able to keep that red Ferrari of Thomas behind him? His front tyres looking a little bit shredded already, opting for the softs in the first stint. Which is also what Vex did, and it didn't work out for Vex, so maybe a strategic error here from Jerry. It looks like the mediums to the softs is the way to go. But a 150.940 is the fastest lap currently for Jerry, but I think Thomas, aided by the slipstream now, is going to take the fastest lap, and he's going to take that position as he looks to the outside and then goes up the inside. So he's actually going to be on the outside for turn 1, but gets the move done before the braking zone. And does take the fastest lap, 158.79 for Thomas. Look at Jerry go. Jerry still well on the back of that Ferrari, although he did graze the barrier ever so slightly through that last turn, which has cost him a little bit. It's cost him at least a 10th. So Jerry Smiles down to second place. Dan Bailey having a bit of a lonely race now in third. Blood Diamond in fourth. Ice Chand is there in fifth. Then we have Mawson, Clutch, Vex and Chuck. So Vex managing to get past Clutch, actually goes up the inside now of Clutch. So we got past Chuck. Chuck was ahead, wasn't he? There, Chuck maybe had a moment somewhere, but yeah, sends it up the inside of Clutch as Clutch goes a little bit deep in the Audi. Maybe that was just his favoured line. So Chuck, how many more positions can he salvage here in this race? That was an unlucky incident between him and Blood Diamond, and it has cost him at the moment. Pickle now 10th. Wayne G 11th. Asbo 12th. So Thomas trying to extend that gap now back to Jerry Smiles. He's pulled out at least a second already. I'm sure he's going to be putting in purple laps as the race unfolds. As Jerry Smiles in the background there, Jerry Smiles is going to lose that position now to Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey is alongside as they come through the tunnel. Does momentarily move up into second place. No, he has got that move sewn up. He does move up into second place. Jerry just looks like he's not got a lot of pace along the straights. Perhaps that Hyundai, pretty good through the corners, isn't as good along the straights. And Dan Bailey now with the fastest lap, 150.124. Jerry Smiles with a bit of a deeper line in the background. Oh, he's got that understeer thing again. His front left has fallen off a cliff, and he's going to come under increasing pressure now from Blood Diamond. And there we go, Blood Diamond soars through with ease up the inside into the second hairpin. And yeah, you can see Jerry really struggling now on them softs. Should have maybe pit a lap earlier. Perhaps the Hyundai just doesn't like the softer compound tyres too much. Perhaps he should have gone hard medium or medium hard. But kind of making it work at the moment, so kudos to Jerry. Oh, as he loses another position to Ice Chand. We just see that happen on the leaderboard on the left-hand side. And it looks like Vex managing to get a move done. Has he in the background there? Jerry picks up a second. Looked like Joe moved over to serve that penalty, but continues for the next lap and into the barrier there. He's going to be going into the pits at the end of this lap. So Vex up into 5th place now. So after a bit of a shaky start to the season, managing to find his way back into the championship and try and pick up some decent points. There should be some good points on the card for Vex tonight, as Jerry does dive into the pits. And Dan Bailey as well, in 2nd place at the moment. That's going to be some decent points for Dan Bailey if he keeps it there. Blood Diamond up to 3rd, Ice Chand is there in 4th. We've got Mawson starting to close the gap now to Vexed. Mawson not having to worry about Pickle at the moment. Pickle a good 3 or 4 seconds behind at this stage. So Mawson is looking fairly composed at the moment, under no pressure from Pickle. He can continue to try and work on this gap up ahead to Vexed. Will he be able to get a move done? He's put in a personal best sector. His first sector was purple, but losing a little bit of time through the second one. Does look like he is still closing to Vexed in the Citroen. So Pickle now 7th. And he did have Chuck for company at one point, so Chuck has lost a bit of time to the cars ahead. Come on, Chuck, you can still make up a few positions here. Just got to get your head down, son. Clutch trying to put him under some pressure now. Clutch looked like he opened the door there to Wenny G. Wenny G still there in 10th place. He's up 1 position as Jerry serves his pit stop. And it looked like Wenny was sizing up a move up the inside, but Clutch covers it off. Clutch doing a really good job of holding on to the back of Chuck ahead. Now that's not too much of a tongue twister, is it? Clutch and Chuck. How much clutch could a Clutch cut Chuck if a Clutch Chuck could Chuck clutches? Or something to that effect. As Clutch does have a little moment there, Wenny G has managed to close up once again. He opens the door though. Very wide line there from Clutch. Wenny G still unable to find his way through, and Asbo having a really bad round at the moment, picks up another second's worth of penalty, trying all he can to get on to the back of the top 10, but he's going to have Jerry Smiles for company soon. So we go Jerry now on a fresh set of softs. Fresh set of mediums. He used the softs in the first stint, didn't he? Thomas has pulled out some kind of stupendous gap out of his back pocket. But it is to be expected from Thomas. We've seen the pace he has on the hard compound, so he's definitely rapid on the softer compounds. Dan Bailey still comfortably in second place. Driving a really good race at the moment is Dan. Through the second hairpin. Keeps it nicely hooked up. So Ice Chand coming, or will be coming under pressure from Blood Diamond soon, back in fourth place. But we have a bit of a battle formed between Vexed and Mawson. So Vexed and Mawson were very close indeed. It looked like Mawson was starting to try and set up a move on Vexed, but then just loses it under acceleration. Almost held it there. That's unlucky, Mawson. So Vex lives to fight another day. He's well and truly under the rear wing of Blood Diamond. Is he going to be able to go for a move? Finished on the podium in the first race. Are the roles going to be reversed here? Will Blood Diamond manage to stay ahead, and Vex is going to have to settle for fifth? And Pickle was looking very close indeed as well, wasn't he? And Pickle has a bit of a gap though to close up to the back of the top five. So Blood Diamond, hope Blood Diamond doesn't have any moments again. As he had that moment, didn't he, on the approach to the bridge, and then I think through this tunnel, just grazing the wall, which allowed Vex to come back past him in race one. So lap 8 now, into lap 9. We see the first of our pit stops. And looked like Chan going a little bit deep through that last turn. That's allowed Blood Diamond to close the gap once again. Still with the fastest lap, Blood Diamond. That's a very nice livery on that Mercedes as well, sporting the monster. And he has the fuel indicator now showing. So will he go in at the end of this lap? We'll have to wait and see. Vex still very close indeed. Still unable to make a move happen though. Rocking the almost Spider-Man-esque Midnight Oil livery there on the Citroen. So Pickle still trying to work on that gap ahead to Vexed. What can he do here in the Porsche? If anyone has a moment or gets a penalty ahead, he will surely be there to pick up the pieces. And you could just see Chuck coming into shot there in 7th place. So he has made up a few positions. He was running in 9th. Now up to 7th. He was up to 4th at one point, wasn't he, earlier on in the race? But that RCZ is also a pretty competitive car. So Thomas into the pits now. Dan Bailey will surely follow him. And look at the gap between Thomas entering and Dan Bailey entering. Will Ice Chan follow him in or stay out? Ice Chan stayed out. Ice Chan. I'm not sure he meant to do that. Oh, and he's taking some more souvenirs there. He's got a cone. He's taking a cone for a ride. He liked the look of that cone. He wants to take it home, show the missus. Stays out. Is that an error there from Ice Chand? We'll have to wait and see how this unfolds for him. Mawson has definitely been fuel saving behind. It collects that cone that Chan left on the track. So perhaps Chan didn't want a souvenir after all. He's chucked it back out the window. Maybe he's trying to slow Mawson down, like the bananas in Mario Kart. So Thomas re-emerges in 3rd place. He's on a fresh set of soft compound rubber. He has got a nice gap over Dan Bailey back in 4th. Dan Bailey also on the fresh set of softs. So Pickle has managed to get past Vex. There's a battle forming here between the Porsche and the Citroen. Can Vex manage to get back past Pickle? They're coming down to the 2nd hairpin. Vex takes a bit of a wider line there, maybe looking for the better exit. Also with Blood Diamond for company in the background. So has Blood Diamond served a pit? Yeah, I think they've all been in. So everybody has served their pit stops. Vex has managed to get ahead of Blood Diamond up into 6th place. But Blood Diamond not far behind at all. So I think this might be the closest battle at the moment between these 3 cars. We'll check with everyone else as well. We'll check back through the fields. Blood Diamond there in 7th. Wayne G is in 8th. We've got Chuck in 9th. Clutch is 10th. Jerry Smiles now 11th. Asbo is 12th. Ice Chand is now into the pits. So this is the closest battle here between 5th, 6th and 7th. Mawson has followed Ice Chand in. Mawson, 10% fuel though, that's going to pay him dividends. He would surely come out before Chand, or will he? Chand already filling up fuel. Already finished fuel in that car. Oh, Vex with another half a second. Where did he get that? That is not good at all. Really starting to come under pressure now from Blood Diamond. Closes right up through the first hairpin. Are we going to see a move come down into the second? Of what looks like 3 or 4 hairpins on this track. Vex covering the inside line there. Looked like Blood was going to try and have a look, but couldn't quite get it done. Oh, Pickle going very slow indeed. Is that going to allow Vex to get past? That's going to give him a bit of a buffer back to Jason, which is what he needs to be able to keep a hold of that 4th place. Blood Diamond with a nice bit of a gap over Wayne G, but I think Vex will lose that position. Once he serves that penalty, Blood Diamond should get the position with ease. So yeah, we see Vex to move off the racing line to serve the penalty. He's going to have to dive back in behind Jason, back under the wing of the Mercedes. So back into 5th place now for Vex. Blood back up to 4th. And Wayne G not far behind at all. And we know that Wayne G too fast is no slouch, but he is starting to come under increasing pressure from Ice Chand. Ice Chand who wants that 6th place. A Pickle up to 3rd now. So we've got Thomas still in the lead of the race. We have Dan Bailey in 2nd place. Pickle is now 3rd. We have Blood Diamond in 4th. Vex is 5th. Wayne G 6th. Ice Chand 7th. Oh, it's Pickle. Pickle loses the position to Blood Diamond through the first of the hairpins. I think just going a little bit deep through turn 1, open the door, but has a return move there up the inside. Oh no! Goes a little bit deep, but then there was a tiny bit of contact there as well. Vex manages to get through up into 4th place. Can Pickle retake that position? Looking a little bit shaky now. Oh, look at Vex go. Vex right under the wing of the Mercedes once again. Managed to take 3rd away from Blood in the first race. Can he do the same here in the second? Oh no, he's gone deep. That has almost opened the door up to Pickle. He's lost a few temps there now to Blood Diamond. Has that give Pickle enough of a run to be able to go for a move? Maybe come the tunnel. No, he didn't quite manage to get it done. Somebody picking up a cone there, chucking it across the track. The poor cones in this race, not having a good day out at all. So lap 12 now of 14. We're approaching the penultimate lap. It looks like Vex has maybe lost the toe now to Jason. Is he going to become a bit of a sitting duck to the Porsche? We're just about to find out. Covers the inside into turn 1. Hugs that apex. Nowhere for Pickle to go. looks for the better exit. So Ice Chand, I think that was a bit of an error there from Ice Chand. I think he pit a lap too late. Almost didn't make it back to the pits with a few. Oh, a bit of a moment there from Chand. He's going to have lost a tenth or two to the cars ahead. Almost into the clutches now of Wayne G in the Viper. Wayne G had a bit of a stale start to the race, start to this second race. Managed to take the win in the first one, but only making up 3 positions so far in this second race of the evening. Chuck now 8th, under no pressure from Clutch behind in 9th, who has also got a nice gap over Mawson in 10th. Jerry Smiles with half a second in 11th. Will he lose that position to Asbo? Listen, Asbo, if he plays his cards right, should surely take that position. Has Asbo got enough fuel to finish this race? As he goes around the outside, almost around the outside of Jerry Smiles. He's going to get that position anyway. He doesn't really have to fight for it. Jerry Smiles does move off the racing line, and Asbo will surely go around his outside. And he has got the move up into 11th for Asbo. As I say though, I'm not sure he's got enough fuel left in that car to get him to the end of the race. Jerry definitely has. Is Asbo going to have to go into fuel saving mode? Oh, and in fact, that's going to be the final lap for these guys. So Clutch finishes in 9th, Mawson finishes in 10th. We're going to have Asbo and Jerry Smiles. Asbo will take 11th in the end, Jerry Smiles will take 12th. And this is why I think it should be a lapped race next season as opposed to a timed race, because we've got 8 drivers still on their final lap. Thomas still leading the way, and look at the gap he's got. He's got at least, I think it was a 17-second gap at the end of the race. So absolutely ridiculous pace in this second race from Thomas. Nothing that anybody could do to reel him in, and I think we're going to get plenty of time to go and have a look at the battles behind once he crosses the line. But we'll stay on board with him through the final sector. He's only got a couple more turns to go. Through the tunnel for the final time. The start-finish stretch is ahead of him. He can see the checkered flag, and he's going to take the checkered flag and the win in this second race. GG Thomas. Dan Bailey is going to hold that second place, is he? And yeah, he definitely is. So Dan Bailey will finish in second place. GG's Dan. Spins it across the line. Blood Diamond third. Vexed fourth at the end. And Ice Chan takes Pickle at the end now. Ice Chan for fifth. Pickle finishes sixth. Wayne G seventh. Chuck is going to take eighth. And as I say, we'll have to wait for the stewards report next week to see if anything happens in relation to that incident. So Clutch was ninth. We have Mawson 10th, Asbo 11th, and Jerry Smiles finishing in 12th in the end. Well, that was it, guys, for round 4. I'll be back again, same time next week. Stay tuned for that. Good night.